Hi, I'm staff archaeologist Anna Shackelford, and we are over here at our westernmost unit at our Seawall excavation site, where we are just now starting to come down onto some historic layers. So that's what we're going to talk about for this episode of Dig Deeper. So to get down to the historic layers, we have had to dig through quite a few modern layers. So you can see here we've had to go through the builder's trench for the sidewalk of the seawall. We have this whole layer of clay that was put behind the seawall to shore up. And then we also have these modern early 20th century water utility lines. You can see we actually have the builder's trench and the lines themselves. Now let's go and take a look at the actual native horizon that we have popping up below. So right here we have a very small section of intact native horizon that we've uncovered. Native horizon is topsoil that's here when the colonists first arrived and that time period directly beforehand. It's a very, very dark brown, almost black colored soil. And while we just have this small section here so far, we're hoping it spreads across the rest of the unit. But to get there, we're going to have to take off a couple other modern deposits. Over here where the land is sloping down, you can see we have this very, very sandy debris, which is likely dredging from the James River that was put here to help shore up the erosion on the shoreline. And we have another deposit full of sand and brick bits that we're also going to need to remove. I'm sitting now on top of the sandy deposit that was material dredged up from the James River to build up the eroding shoreline. And you can see that it is this mixture of different soils and sands, and we're finding all sorts of different river-worn bricks, as well as pebbles and rocks throughout here. There's also a huge assemblage of mixed artifacts coming out of this context, which we'll take a look at in a minute. But while we're here, I also have next to me this other sandy deposit that we're going to have to take out to get to the rest of native horizon. And we're still trying to figure out exactly what time period this belongs to. We're not sure if it's modern or if it is still part of an intact historic layer. As we're excavating and getting a chance to take a look at those artifacts coming out of the fill, that'll give us a better idea of what time period this actually belongs to. So another reason that we think this sandy material has been dredged up from the James River is because we're finding this whole assemblage of artifacts all mixed into it. So we're getting plenty of ceramics, like this redware candlestick. We have pieces of porcelain. One of them has a little bit of a dragon on it. And we actually have other pieces of this same vessel in the lab that we've been trying to put back together. We also have some Native American artifacts. For example, this piece of cord-marked Native American ceramic, as well as a projectile point. Some of our other finds include pieces of copper. For example, we have part of a buckle that has this design on it. Some scrap copper. And also lots and lots of faunal remains, so lots of animal bones. And this piece we have here, you can even see some butcher marks on the bone itself. Want to learn more about the Chinese porcelain bowl with the slip-decorated dragon? Let's visit with Murray Outlaw, Jamestown Rediscovery Senior Curator, and find out more.
Hello, I'm Murray Outlaw, Senior Curator here at Jamestown Rediscovery, and I was thrilled to learn that we're recovering more sherds of Chinese porcelain during our recent excavations. This particular sherd was interesting to me because it's slip decorated with a dragon, and it's part of one of two bowls we've recovered from the excavations at Jamestown. This is a motif of a dragon chasing a flaming pearl, which is a traditional Chinese motif symbolizing prosperity and wisdom. This particular bowl is painted with a maker's mark on the base, which translates exquisite vessel from Jade Hall. Jade Hall is also known as the Hanlin Academy, which is the elite scholarly institution of the Chinese inner court. This vessel was made in Jin during the Ming Dynasty, and most likely during the reign of Emperor Wan Li. I recently located a parallel in Banten on the northwest coast of Java, and the English and Dutch established trading centers there in the 1600s. So this is a bowl, and it may have been used on the table of the person who owned it here at Jamestown, but I think it was a display piece to symbolize the owner's status at the island. However, we do have a second bowl with the slip decorated dragon, and this one shows definite use. There are scrape marks on the interior, so it was used for dining purposes.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of Dig Deeper. Please stay tuned for further updates as we continue to rediscover America's early history at historic Jamestown.